Oh man, I need to trim the beard and get a haircut. Should probably do that this weekend. What's up guys, it's Matt the One-Handed Gamer and this is Matt's Tech. Thanks for joining. Today we're going to be talking about the newly announced Samsung S7 and the S7 Edge, so stay tuned. First, let's take a quick look at the overall design of the new S7 and S7 Edge. Now, if you're comparing it to the old S6 and S6 Edge, you're really not going to notice that much of a difference. There's a few new curves on the back, a better hold in your hand, and a few new rounded edges on the S7 Edge. Now, what does this equate to on overall feeling in the hand? I'm guessing not that much greater, because the S6 and S6 Edge was very slick, and they're using the same material on the S7 and S7 Edge. So it's still going to be pretty slick in your hands, and if you use the Samsung device, Samsung phone before, you know they show fingerprints a lot on the back, so I'd recommend definitely having a case on the new S7 and S7 Edge. The S7 is 1mm thicker than the S6. Now you're probably not going to notice while you're holding it, but that 1mm is going to provide Samsung with enough space to provide a bigger battery in the S7. The S7 Edge will be getting a 3600 mAh battery, while the S7 will be getting a 3000 mAh battery, which, if I haven't said already, the S7 is only 5.1 inches, while the S7 Edge is 5.5 inches. Like I've said in my other smartphone videos, I think the camera is one of the most important parts of a smartphone. Now you might disagree with me, but there's a lot that comes into effect when you talk about a camera of the smartphone. You got the software, you've got the hardware, you've got just the overall usability of the phone. And Samsung has not been lacking in the past years on camera quality. Now the S6 and the S6 Edge had a 16 megapixel camera, and in the new S7 and S7 Edge, there'll be technically a downgrade to a 12 megapixel camera. But overall, I don't think it's going to be a downgrade, because a 12 megapixel is going to be able to capture more light than a 16 megapixel camera, because the pixels in the sensor will be bigger than the 16 megapixel camera. Now Samsung is claiming that with the new lens, which is an f-stop of 1.7, and the new sensor, it'll be able to capture 95% more light than the old S6 and S6 Edge. Samsung has also improved the camera by putting dual pixel autofocus on the sensor. Now if you don't know what that is, go ahead and go on YouTube and search Canon 70D autofocus test. The 70D was the first camera from Canon to have dual pixel autofocus, and that's actually the camera I'm using right now to record this. And let me say, it has one of the best autofocusing in any camera that you can choose, even a camcorder. Now let's see how this translates to video autofocusing on the Samsung S7 and S7 Edge. But personally, I think Samsung has nailed the camera this year, and I can't wait to see some video tests and some camera tests to see actually what the autofocus and camera quality is like. Moving on to the display, the Samsung S7 Edge will have a 2K display just like the S6 did. And on this display, of course, it's AMOLED. And the display will be featuring an always-on feature, which will show the date and time on your screen, and it stays always on. Which I thought at the beginning, when I first read about this, kind of seemed like a gimmick. Didn't really see why you'd want your screen to always be on. But then I thought, having the phone out, sitting on the desk, and just having the clock right there, actually seemed like a pretty good feature. And after I read more, the screen actually turns completely off when you turn it over or put it in your pocket, which will save battery life. And since it's AMOLED, it will not be taking that much battery life to begin with, because AMOLED screens are very, very battery efficient. So I can't wait to actually test out that feature if Samsung can send me a review unit. Samsung, looking at you. Anyways guys, unlike the S6, the new S7s will actually have an SD card, which is great. Thank you Samsung, thank you for listening to us. We always want expandable storage. Now of course the S7s don't have a removable battery, but that's okay, it's Samsung. It's decent battery size anyways, so we can't complain that much. Now for all you spec junkies out there, before I end this video, I'm going to quickly talk about two of somewhat interesting specs of the S7. The S7 will have the Snapdragon 820, which is of course an improvement over the Snapdragon 810, which had overheating problems. So hopefully the 820 will not have overheating problems like the 810 did. Also, the S7s will have 4 gigs of DDR4. Now the S6 had DDR3 RAM, but DDR4 has about 20% improvement over power efficiency, and also it is faster than DDR3. So I'll be excited to see how 4 gigs of DDR4 is actually needed in a smartphone and see how well that will perform in the S7s. Now I think that's about it. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover about the S7 and S7 Edge. If you want, you could count how many times I've said S7, S7 Edge. I know it's probably about 20 times, easily. Now the S7s are just kind of a better improvement than the S6s were. Kind of refinement over the S6, and not too much pizzazz compared to the LG G5. Now if you guys want me to do a video over the LG G5, and I'll talk about my opinions on it and some of the interesting features, please go ahead and tell me in the comments section down below, and I will do that. But yeah guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're interested in a Samsung S7 or S7 Edge, I have left links down below in the description. I'll even leave an article where you can read in depth about the camera and some other stuff. And there's even some early image tests. I wouldn't take them, just take them with a grain of salt. They're really too early. They're not the actual units that Samsung will be shipping out. They're just a preview of what's gonna hopefully come out. But yeah guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Hope you guys are doing well.